Because we're showing you in the other block on your screen currently another breaking news story that we're watching tonight. Developments Buhlungu out of Fort Hare University, where protests that have been going on by students for much of the week. There's been an escalation and some of the property, the buildings on campus on fire.
And Thembekile, this is something you and I were talking about a little earlier on as we watched some of those visuals there, and you can see on the side of your screens as we were talking, about the committee in Parliament. There is a developing story tonight. The students in Fort Hare, it seems there's been some fire set alight. In fact, there is one of the admin block buildings, we do understand, has been set alight. If of course some of the reports are correct, but students are quite unhappy about an amendment which they've been talking about, to say that an amendment to their constitution was done without the SRC, and in fact for them the interim SRC is a problem because they say it's a structure that they did not in fact elect. But there is of course allegations of students saying that they've got some gunshot wounds, at least 2 buildings we understand also being set alight, the administration and student affairs building, and this we understand occurred at the Alice campus, where students have been protesting, you'd remember, since the beginning of this week, and they are demanding for these SRC elections as well as the resignation of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Sakhela Buhlungu, and with police also said to have been intervening there after students were clashing with some security companies, which has now of course been contracted by the particular university. And we do understand that we now have Asonele Makwakaza, who is a student leader there. Asonele, very good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. We know that as students you've been protesting since Monday, but what led to the torching of these 2 buildings?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I believe because the torching of the second building, which has just happened recently, I believe it's just an angriness and the rapid growth from the frustration of students after the shot, because 2 students were shot using the live bullet, live ammunition. So after that, just after some few minutes, the building was already burning. And then the other building was burning during the day, which is the student affairs building. There's been chaos, there's been a gunshot, bullets and everything throughout the day. Yes.
Who shot the students?
There's a private security that is in campus called Falcon. Also, there are police officers there are police that are backup to this for the security. So it's definitely the police who actually shot the students. 2 students that we are speaking are laying in bed in hospital. They were shot using the live bullet. Yes.
This is not the first time we hear of private security, when it comes to this particular institution. Is this new security?
It is not new security. They constantly call the same security whenever there's a strike of this nature. Because in previous years, 2021 and back then, they used to call the same security. Yes.
So, Asonele, let's take a couple of step backs, right, and go back to the beginning here. And I do understand, as the students, you are upset about the governance structure as far as the SRC is concerned. You're upset about the interim structure as well as this governance constitution amendments that have been made. Put us in the picture. What are your issues there?
Okay, thank you so much. The critical issue, starting from the issue of student governance constitution, that is a document that is guiding the student leaders in terms of managing the students. Students want to amend this document themselves because it's a document that is supposed to be student-centered when it comes to amendation. And also the second issue, the issue of SRC elections. The management is actually forcing the interim SRC. Interim SRC is just an installment from the management. It's not student-centered. So now students are demanding SRC elections just before the end of October so that we can democratically elect their people which they trust, people who serve students and people who will not compromise students.
So you don't trust this particular SRC because the institution is saying that it was this decision was made by council?
Yes, no, students do not trust this interim SRC, although it was a resolution of the council, but this thing is definitely not the student-centered. You know, as we are speaking, the university is operating without any student representation. There is no SRC currently at Fort Hare. Students are opposing this thing of interim SRC, and now the management is not willing to accept the fact that we need students the SRC election so that we can elect our own people to make everything student-centered.
Why do you want?
Part of the student concern.
Why do you want the VC to resign?
The students want the VC to resign because the VC has reached the maximum years, which under the statute of the university, the 55 years. Another condition, the allegation is that the term of the VC was again extended last year, illegally so. There are structures apparently that were not consulted, including the institutional forum, including the Senate, which includes all senior management of the university. So without those structures, there was this extension which was made, and it was a resolution of the council. So now students are demanding this GC must go. And also, this thing that is happening is not only for students. There are also stakeholders that are involved in this. It's a collective. It's actually a collective protest between students and stakeholders of the university, because they are community members, they are business people that are surrounding the institution, which are claiming that they are not benefiting as anything as part of the stakeholders.
So,
yes.
Asonele, there is an interdict that is currently in place, and when more students continue to protest, some are concerned that we may see more arrests. Let's speak about where are the students currently. What is happening on the ground?
On the ground now, what is happening, we had students that were arrested last, which is the day before yesterday, and then yesterday students went to court to demand their release because they were unfairly arrested. Even yesterday, 2 of our students again were arrested, and again this morning students went to court again to demand the release of those because even them, they were unfairly arrested. Now this thing is student guidance. This thing has no one that is actually leading individually. So it's the thing of students. This thing is just on the ground. Students are angry. Students are frustrated because they have been suppressed. The student governance has been suppressed and compromised. And procedures and protocols have been followed by political organizations, by SRC and everything. We've been writing to the council, to the management, but they are arrogant, if I may put it that way. They are not responding. They are not doing anything, and they are not even taking no more our memorandum of demand.
So what happens? So what's going to happen now? Pardon me for coming in there. What's going to happen now? Because as you say, you've not been listened to and things simply aren't going your way. So what happens now? Because it seems like from this fire, we might just see a bit more destruction.
I can't guarantee, and I can't see what's going to happen, as I've already said, because according to my analysis on the ground, students are in to a point that they want these people to come, to listen, and come and try to solve the concerns, because the matter here is just the grievances and concerns being dealt with, the arrogance and ignorance to stop. The students want the management and also other relevant stakeholders to come and listen and try to resolve all these issues. So I can't guarantee what's going to happen next, because even what is happening now was not guaranteed before. This thing is just a thing of students. And also, there's no confirmation that even the burning buildings were burned by students. There are bombs, and there are so many sounds of bullets and whatever. So no one can confirm if these buildings are being burned by students. It may happen that these buildings maybe are burned by the bombs of the police or whatever that is happening, because they are tear gas and everything. There's just a turmoil that is happening inside Chambers.
All right. So yes. Let me thank you for your time. Asonele will continue then to monitor the story. My colleague Abongile Yankis is on his way there to that particular campus. That's Asonele Makwakaza, who is one of the student leaders you heard there talk about what is currently going on at the University of Fort Hare.